Happy Monday. Close your eyes. Turn your palms up. As you take a breath in and then take a breath out, bring your awareness to the sensation of open space in the palm of your hand. And that's our goal of being still. It's to clear the clutter and allow open space. If you were holding a grapefruit in each hand, and then I came to you and I asked you to hold something else that was really important to me, you wouldn't have the space. Continue to draw a deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling out your nose. And consider that this week embracing the concept that you are capable of creating open space. You're capable of creating the time that you need. You are capable of putting things into place in such a way that you have the space that creates your own health, your safety, and your feeling of peace. You have the capability to create space so that you would be able to hold the gifts that others have to share with you. Take 3 breaths here, pacing yourself on your own, breathing in, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top of the breath. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. I give you the gift today of not needing an intention, but rather offering you the gift of telling you that I believe that you can create the space and the time so that you do not feel as if you're carrying this huge burden. You do not feel cornered. That you feel clear. Move your body with your breath as you take your arms off of your knees and reach up above your head. Inhaling. Exhale, bring your hands back down. You can keep your eyes closed. Let your fingers just drift down to your sides. Press your right hand on the floor. Bend your right elbow. Lean into the right. Open through your left hip. And let your left arm float up towards the sky. Find space and length as you reach through your left hand. Feel the right hand really supporting you. Feel the muscles in your upper arm engaging. Keep the length that you've created and the space in your left ribs as you inhale and lift back up to center. Let both arms float up to center, reach, and then drop your left hand to the floor. Bringing your elbow in fairly close to your body, pressing down with your left hand, bending your left elbow, reaching with your right arm. Spread out all the fingers on your left hand, press into that arm, create length and space all the way from your right waist right hip into your ribs, breathing in. Keep the space you've created in your right side body as you lift back up. Bring both arms up and then hands to heart center. Open your eyes, shrug your shoulders a few times, both directions. I'm going to start us with a hip opening on the floor today, and then we'll stand up and start moving. So this is where your towel or your blanket could become helpful. I was sitting on mine, so come off of that. Okay, we are all having like puppy love today. I saw Michaela and Marco, your dog was like all over you too. It's like, okay, I love you. Thank you. Goodbye. All right, we're going to take our right knee in front and take your left knee, put it back behind you. Okay, so it's not very tight, it's just comfortable. So put your left foot back there where it's comfortable. Okay, now with your right leg softly bent in front, Linda, that looks really good. You can support a little bit to the degree that you need to underneath your right knee, and then see how much you can bend that leg. So for me, I can bend my leg so my heel is kind of in line with that left thigh, but you can also just kind of keep it out here. You might start to feel this opening through your left leg. Good, Marco. Good, Susan. And my left glute is a little bit up off the floor. That's okay. All right. If you need some extra support there, you could adjust, but you're okay like that. Take your hands to your knees. Find some length through here. Feel your ankle bones pressing into the floor, and then you can start to lean your body forward. Let's just start right here, hands to the floor, straight arms. Let your head relax. Just finding this expression with your legs. Good. Take a breath in. Can you creep your hands just a bit more forward on your exhale? Try to neutralize the back of your neck. So rather than looking forward or crunching way down, just be soft, kind of looking towards the middle of that space. Closing your eyes. Good. Take a breath in, and then we're going to back out. Keep your legs just like they are. Grab your block. Hopefully you don't have to get up and run away to go get it. Okay, good. So grab your block. This time I would like you to see if you can find a place for your forehead on the block. So we're walking forward with the hands like you did before. Some of you may need to keep the block closer so you're not going as far forward. You're just able to rest down. Some of you may find that you are able to set that block forward and you're reaching a bit. All right. Setting that block out in front, getting your arms forward, reaching a bit, that kind of intensifies what's happening in your right hip, also in your shoulders. Good. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, so I invite you to find a place where you're just a little bit uncomfortable. So this would not be like, oh, I'm so happy I could rest, but you're not in pain. So looking for that, listening for that. And accepting that it will be uncomfortable to shift something so that you can have more time. Of course it will. That process will not be easy. Take a breath in. Can you open your mouth and exhale out in a way that feels like you're letting go of something? Okay, this pose is called fallen deer, in case you're ever Interested? Use your exhale to slowly brush your hands back up. Sit all the way up. I'm going to keep my right knee bent with that support and just bring my left leg around. Take an easy cross-leg pose. My right leg is under. Sit here for a moment. Some of you may find that the cross leg is a little bit too much. You can just, again, be a little bit more relaxed in front. Some of you may want to go further. Fire log pose is available to you, which is bringing this ankle more on top of your right thigh. Stacking your shins. Close your eyes. I have a neighbor who has a lot of land, a lot of trees in their yard, and they are one at a time going through their front yard and cutting down the spindly small ones that don't really have strong roots. And a little bit at a time, it's changed the way the landscape looks because now the big trees have space. So we have to start to do that, right? We have to start to trim all that shrubbery and small stuff and growth and things that fall all in between what our big pillars are of what we really want, what we really stand for. We have to clear that out of the way. All right. Move your left ankle, and we're going to switch directions. So now I'm going to take my support, which my puppy thought was a very nice bed, bring my right knee back behind me. So right knee bent back behind me, left knee bent in front to the degree that feels okay for you. So some of you just find that adjustment. Right hip is lifted a little bit off the floor. There's a little bit of space, like a hand's worth of space between my right glute and the floor. Bring your left heel in to the degree that you can. Wide collarbone. Okay, we'll start without the block, but have your block nearby. Lean forward with your chest. Walk your hands forward. Find straight elbows, whatever that looks like for you. So it might be right underneath you. It might be more reaching forward. The energy is like your hips are pushing back while you're telescoping through your upper body to reach forward. And yes, your head is hanging, but not just listless hanging. So you're just having a nice neutral spine. And going into your breath. Learning to be still. Learning to listen to your breath. That will help us a lot when we're thinking about taking 5 minutes for meditation. Quieting the monkey mind that wants to jump from one idea, one task to the next. Can you reach your fingertips forward a little bit, still driving your hip bones back, intensifying the feeling through your left leg? Good. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, walk your hands back. So you're backing out with your hands. Good. And find your block. Same thing, dropping your chest forward, but finding an anchor of your block wherever that works for you. So it might be closer to your foot and you can just try to come straight down. If that's too far away, find ways to make it work. So you could stack your fists, for example, create a space for your forehead, or taking that further out in front, finding those straight arms like you did before. Now that your head is grounded, it's not just like, oh, this is now the pose with the block. No, this is a purpose of your head being grounded, your hands on the floor. Now you don't have to spend any energy trying to hold up your head so you can really let your chest and armpits soften. Can you drop down energetically a little bit? Getting more into your left leg, more stretch maybe through the front of your right thigh, right hip flexor. This is a great space for some deep exhales. And again, we're finding space in the discomfort. So you're not in a place where you're not even present because you're not in your body. Be willing to go into a space that is uncomfortable. Cutting down those trees, my neighbors have been working on it really since like June, little bit at a time. It takes work to make the space. Take another breath here. And on your exhale, lift your head back out. Move your block out of the way. Swing your right leg around. You can keep your left knee elevated. Find an easy pose. This is the opposite with your leg. So this time your left leg is under, right leg is on top. So for me, my right hip is a lot tighter. I feel that. Some of you may be more successful on this side in coaxing your right ankle all in the way into fire log pose double pigeon, which is stacking your shins. Find your physical posture, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you're ready to fold forward a bit. Maybe you just stand still, sitting still with a nice straight spine. Come back up to center. Unwind your legs. Take them out in front of you. Lean back, shake out your legs. All right, we'll do 3 now and 3 at the end. Swing your legs around. Put your feet out in front. No, it's not that nice. We're doing boat pose 3 times, and then we're going to stand up. Okay, so boat pose. Option 1, heels are on the floor, reach your arms out in front. Option 2, 1 leg up. Option 3, 2 legs up. No collapsing in the back, lift that chest. Option 4, straighten your legs. Whoa. We're going to do it at the end too, so you can feel your own transformation. All right, let's just hold here, 1 breath. You can support the backs of your legs if you need to. Good. Tap your toes down, sit up nice and tall. Try not to just take a total like dumping out here. Sit up still nice and tall. Set your gaze this time, arms forward. You don't need to look at me. Look at some place that's not moving. Engage the core, leaning back just a little bit. 1 leg up, maybe 2 legs up. Maybe straight, hold, breathe. Focus. Try. Good. Gently tap your toes down, sit up nice and tall. Last one. Ready? Engage through your upper body, lean back. Toes lift, 1 or both. If you can, release your hands. Good. Hug your belly button in towards your thighs. Stay here, breathe. Good work. Tap your toes, sit up nice and tall. All right. Interesting study about longevity is if you can cross your arms and stand up from the floor, you're going to live forever. So ready? You get a little rock. The good, yeah, you not one at a time. You have to like cross your ankles, roll up. All right, if you're not going to live forever yet, don't worry. You can keep practicing it. Okay. Stand up at the top of your mat, friends. Take a big breath in, mountain pose, reach up. Big exhale, forward fold. Open your eyes, look at your feet, spread out your toes, drop the weight back into your heels and then forward into the balls of your feet and just shift back and forth here a little bit. You can always have your hands on a block if they don't reach the floor. No matter where your hands are, everybody pull your belly button in like you're trying to create a real skinny stomach so that you could bring your stomach more towards your thighs. And then see if you can let your crown of your head drop towards the floor. Still experiencing that subtle shift back and forth, balls of feet to heels. Good. Toe heel your feet together more. Push through your toes. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Good. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center, forward fold again. Shift back and forth, heels to toes. Suck in your belly so you can drop your belly towards your thighs. Knees can be soft. Good work. Find stillness, press through your feet, root down, rise up, stand all the way up, reach up. Get a little longer through your spine. Inhale, reach up, maybe a little bit back. This time, gaze can come up, shoulders open. Exhale, forward fold. All right, if your hands don't reach the floor, you might want to block. If you have toes that are poorly, this might not be the best for you, but we're going to do a toe squat. So bending your knees, come all the way down. All right, so your hands could be on a block. Bend your knees, come all the way down. Good. If you're here, option one, just keep your hands on the floor. Okay. Option two, bring your hands together to heart center. Luna really wants to do yoga with me today. She's like giving me a bath, basically. Like, all right. If you're here, you can have one hand on the block. You can bring both hands together. This is more about the lift, less about your feet. So lift right here, hold your gaze steady, breathe. Good, we're gonna stand up. Option one, put your hands on the block and push yourself into a forward fold to stand up. Option two, keep your hands off of that support. Press through your heels and your toes, stand up. Good work. Inhale, reach up. Let's move on. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, find your flat back. Step both feet back, high plank. Press into the mat. This is your first high plank. Let's flow back and forth to downward dog 3 times, just creating space through your back. So pressing into the mat. Exhale back, soft down dog. Soften your knees as much as you need to. As you get there, drop your back nice and low. Good, flowing back to high plank. Breathing in, tippy toes. Exhale, shift forward. You can always drop your knees if you like and just take this back and forth through child's pose. And again, breathe in, flow back either to your downward dog or on your knees to child's pose. This is just for opening up your back so you're not, missing out either way. Do what feels really spacious. Deep breath in, down dog or your child's pose. Last one, tippy toes, belly tight, shift forward, high plank. Or on your knees, pushing the mat away, either way, getting just acquainted with your shoulders and your arm bones. Use your exhale to create that space as you go flow back, child's pose or downward facing dog. Stay here. If you're in down dog, you can pedal your knees, bending one and then the other. If you're in child's pose, you can roll your forehead side to side on the mat. Good work. From your downward dog or from your knees, take your right foot to your right hand. Left knee can be down or lifted. It's totally your choice. Inhale, reach all the way up. We'll go through this more than once. So if you want to start with your knee down, Linda, just keep your knee down. It's fine. Just start with that knee down. And then next time around, your leg will be ready to come up. Stay right here. Use this as a way to open space through the front of your body. Good. Everybody bring your hands down. Taking our right foot back, whether you're on your knee or in your downward dog. Reset. If your right knee is on the floor, that's fine. If you're in down dog, that's fine. Everybody, left leg lifts and left foot steps to left hand. Back knee can be down or lifted, rise up. Like I said, we'll do both sides 2 more times so you can progress as you'd like. Start making those subtle adjustments to yourself. What's happening with your shoulders? Could you drop your shoulder girdle down? Can you hug your belly button in? Can you lift through your back knee if that leg is straight? Good. Use your exhale, flow forward. Whether on your knees or to your downward dog, take your left foot back. Good work. Both feet on the floor. Drop to your knees. Everybody flow back and forth from tabletop to child's pose 3 times. Exhale back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale back. At your own pace, inhale, lift up. Last one. Exhale back. Really listen to the breath cues today, guys. Inhale, lift up. Good work. Let's reset. Everybody from your downward facing dog, walk your feet to your hands. Meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Feel grounded through your feet. Push down through your heels. Inhale, reach all the way up. Get long through your spine. Feel your feet pressing into the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Every time you do this, it is a new chance to connect with your breath and your body. So try to do that. Once more like that. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Hands on the block or on the floor. Bend your knees, lift your heels, toe stand, finding that balance. Again, you could have your hands down in front of you. Just practice being on your feet. Or take this further. Lift through your ribs, hold your gaze. Good. 3, 2, 1, and stand all the way up. However you get there, stand up. Good for your knees. Inhale, reach up. Good work, friends. Exhale, fold. Flat back, step back, high plank. Take your feet about hip-width distance apart. Check in that you have your wrists back enough that you're really strong right under your shoulders, okay? From your knees or in your high plank 3 times, plank to down dog, or knees to child's pose. Ready? Inhale, exhale, fold, flow back. Inhale, shift forward. Good. Belly tight. Exhale, flow back. So here's where we start making space. We don't just go through the motions. So make a little more room somehow each time. Flow forward. Hug your knees in tight, belly in tight. Good. Exhale, flow back. Good work. Flow forward. And flow back. Taking your right leg either up to the sky or lifting it through, right foot to right hand. You can have your left knee down. You can make that transition, having your knee down. Use your block then to rise up or stay on your knees, whatever is working for you. Right foot to right hand. When you get there, lift your arms up towards the sky. Good. Everybody scoot your right toes forward about that much. So just like a hand's width. And now, even if your foot is on the floor, and now as you bend, you're going to open more through this left hip. So even if your foot was down, you can scoot that foot forward. And then as you drop in, you've got more space through this back leg. Good. If your back knee is lifted, I want you to feel like I came up to you and I put my hand right on that knee and I went like this. And I straighten that leg. So see, there's a tendency to soften right here. I'm coming up to you and I'm going like this. Lift through that back leg. Good. Good, Linda. Reach up, breathe in. Beautiful, Chris. Excellent. Make your way back down to the floor. To your down dog, right leg lifted or on your hands and knees. Get ready to make the transition. Taking our left leg up to the sky and left foot through. Low lunge or high lunge. Meet me with your left foot forward. Right foot back. Good. Now maybe intuitively you already got your left foot a little bit more forward so you can have space to drop in, but you have to get further apart to have the space to go down, right? So play with that, finding space. If you're always staying closed right here in your safe zone, I can't go down, right? I'm stuck. We got to expand to be able to get lower. It's hard. Be willing to try. Beautiful, Susan. Reach up. Breathe. Good. Strong through your arms. Belly in. So tight. Stay here. Excellent, Michaela. Bring your hands back down to the mat. You can drop your right knee, make that transition, or practice sweeping that foot back up. Both are great. Good work. Drop both feet to the mat. Drop your knees. 3 times flowing through from your child's pose, this time all the way forward to a modified up dog. So opening through your hips and back. Oh. Couple times, go back and forth. Okay, guys, we're going to do that sequence one more time. Now, just not repeating the same exact thing. We're doing the same moves, but you can always find space to do something differently, right? That's how we find that choice that we have. It feels like everybody else is controlling your time, but you have the choice of how you handle each moment. Downward dog, we'll make our way to the top of the mat. Good work. Meet at the top of the mat in your forward fold. Yes. Shift your weight back and forth, toes to heels. And then root down, rise all the way up. Push through your feet, make the space. Approach it new. Reach maybe up and back. Longest, tallest mountain pose yet. Exhale, forward fold. Good. One more time. Push through your feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, belly in. Strong feet, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Maybe lift your hands. Toe balance. Set your gaze. Good. Do the best you can to rise all the way up like you're being pulled from the crown of your head. Stand up. Beautiful. Come all the way up. Arms are up. That's a tough one. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Take it back to your high plank. All right, we've been here before, so I'm going to just turn up our dial just a little bit. You can stay here in your high plank or drop to your knees. Let's flow back and forth 3 times. Fire it up, friends. Breathe in. Exhale, push back. Inhale, high plank or tabletop. So tight through everything in your core. Exhale, push back. Make space. Forward, tabletop or high plank. Push the mat away. Puff up through your ribs. Belly tight. Lead with your tailbone as you roll back. Good work, friends. Last one, high plank or tabletop. Push that mat away. Stay strong. Even if you're pushing back to child's pose, make it a fluid movement. Push back. Good work. Right foot, lift it up. Look where you're going. Right foot, right hand. Low lunge or high lunge. Find your footing. Get the physical posture. Set your gaze. Breathe. That's your order. Physical posture. Set your gaze. Breathe. Now you are just standing right here and I come up behind you and I just gently take your left knee and give it a little push. Lift that left knee. If you have space to take your right toes forward, scoot your right foot forward. Explore the opportunity to be stretched so you can go lower. You okay, Michaela? Her foot's cramping. All right, one more breath here. Come on down. Always the option to take that knee down as you take your right foot back. We're almost done, friends. Both feet on the floor. Good work. Get ready. Left leg lifts. Try keeping a nice strong left leg as you pull it through, left foot to the left hand. If you're on your back knee, good, Chris. Your choice. If you lift that back knee, rise up. This is your last high lunge on this side, so can you create space? Can you just creep your foot forward more than what is your normal marking pattern and drop down? Awesome effort, you guys. Good work. Stay in this zone. Stay in this moment. This is this place where you are being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Stay right here. Breathe. Good, Terry. Beautiful form in your front leg. Everybody, hands to the mat. Take your right foot back. Good work. Both feet, both knees to the floor. Child's pose. Soften your elbows to the ground. Soften your forehead to the ground. Reclaim your breath. Good job. Let's flow to your upward dog a few times. Walk your chest up, walk your hands forward just a little bit, bring your knees more centered, and then shift your weight forward, find that upward dog opening through your back. And then exhale back to your child's pose. If your hips don't go all the way to your heels, because your hands are forward, that's okay. Use this just as a way to find that opening through your hip and your back. That's it. Perfect, Linda. Good, Michaela. Shift back. Oh. If that upward dog feels like, oh, you got some snap, crackle, pop in your low back and you can kind of sit here and suspend for a moment and that feels good, take your time, do that. I get this magazine that has some really great recipes. It's called Eating Well. And like on the inside front cover of the one that just came yesterday, it had this whole ad with like 4 yoga poses and all about, it was, I think, an ad for like Blue Cross Blue Shield, but it was about how yoga helps you age gracefully. And the poses were like upward dog, child's pose, legs up like waterfall, and I forgot what the other one was, maybe tree pose. So I was like, Well, props to us for working on that already, right? Okay, friends, come to a neutral position, cross your ankles, sit back onto your bottom. Okay, I promised we would do it again, and then we're down on our back, okay? All right, you're awake. Sit up really tall. This time, take a moment before you lift your legs. We're going to do boat pose 3 times. Find something to look at, hold your gaze steady. Put yourself into a posture that makes you feel really present, that makes you feel strong, that makes you feel aligned. And if you need to stay right here, then that's what your boat pose looks like. If you want more, keep that upper body so aligned. Lift one, lift both. Maybe reach your hands. And even if you feel like, oh, it's uncomfortable, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Yes, we have to be uncomfortable in order to figure out how we're going to make more time and space to be effective and to be calm, to be clear. So straighten your legs, get into the being uncomfortable, be willing to shake for a moment. Good. Gracefully drop your toes, sit up tall. So it's not a total like collapse. It's just a sitting for a moment, a reset, and go there again. Boat pose number 2. Play with where your edge looks like today. Good. Toes gracefully down, sit up tall. Gaze stays steady. Breath, really important. So I'm not breathing out my mouth all over the place. Keep your mouth closed. That powerful breath, that breath that makes you sweat from the inside out. Last one. Good. Gaze is steady. Make your mouth light so you're not gritting like this is like a horror show. Make it like a little bit light. Good work. All right, friends, tap your toes. Come on all the way down to your back. Your counterbalance for that is to hug your knees into your chest and rock a little bit side to side. You know what Luna licking me all over the place makes me think of? It makes me think that I'm being still, and so she's coming up and giving me all this attention because clearly she wants my attention and to connect with me. And maybe there are people and things in your life that want to connect with you, but if you're so busy all the time, you don't even notice. Legs up towards the sky, friends. If you've got your block handy, you can always put that block underneath your hips. Oh, take a waterfall for a moment. Option to take a hand to your heart, a hand to your belly, or take your arms out like a T, palms up. Bringing your awareness again to the empty space that's in the palm of your hands. And invite you as you're here to think about what you've been missing because there hasn't been time. If it feels right, point and flex your toes a few times. You can keep your legs straight up, or like you were seated and took a wide leg pose, you can split your legs out like a Y, anchor your hands on your inner thighs, give yourself that big open leg stretch here. If you were here when we did yoga against the wall last week, we did this up against the wall. That's a really nice stretch. Good. Bring your legs back up to center and slowly drop your heels towards the floor. Let your feet just play out to the sides, legs are straight. If your hips are still on a block, it pushes your hip bones up, gives you a little opening through your low back, which is nice. Take a breath here. Good work. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, lift your hips just a little bit. Bring that block out of the way. Hug your right knee into your chest. Take your left leg out long. Take a spinal twist, bringing your right knee across to your left hip, pushing your right shoulder down and dropping your gaze out to the right. And I invite you to close your eyes here and just shut everything out except for the sound of your breath and the gentle awareness you have of what it feels like as you're trying to find more opening through your right leg. That's the thing about meditation, is that we must approach that idea gently. Some of us are more impatient than others. Not necessarily always a bad thing, but in this case, it's an opportunity to be able to just embrace the idea that nothing will be solved, but that something comes out of being still. Gently bring your right knee back into your chest. You can hug your right knee in one more time, maybe straighten your leg, hooking your fingers on your toe if that feels nice. Good, and then we're gonna go the other way. Release that foot. Bring your left knee into your chest. Hug it in. Roll your knee over to the right. If you've not already, anchor your left shoulder, drop your gaze to the left. Hear your inhale and your exhale. Good, come back up to center. Hug your left knee in. Option to give that leg a nice big squeeze, or catching your toe, straighten your leg just to the degree that you can. When that leg feels complete, release your foot. Relax all the way onto the floor. And you have a minute to yourself here. Close your eyes. Soften your jaw. And start to just empty your mind. Let your focus be on your breath. And as thoughts come into your mind, be willing to see them and let them pass by the way that clouds float by in the sky. not hanging on to any of them, not capturing anything, not being anchored or clouded by it, but just seeing those thoughts impartially and letting them pass. As you take a couple final breaths here, I invite you to think that your breath is the starting point for being able to engage fully and let go fully. Rather than letting your breath control you the way negativity or other people might feel like they control you, let this opportunity to focus on your breath be a step in understanding that you have that choice. Start to make your way back to your seat. Taking your time, feeling your body move through space. Bringing your hands together at heart center. Hear the sound of your breath. So I invite you to step onto a path with me this week where we focus just on making more space. Even the energy that we use for our reactions to things can be taking away some of our time. So I'll take a deep breath in together. Share gratitude for our practice this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.